What is up, everybody? Good morning. It's your boy T Shroom here.
Check it out, guys. Overnight had some information come in. Bank of England came in with their interest rate decision. Prior was at 4.5%, and then they said it was going to be 4.75% for the forecast, 4.75% for the consensus, with a 25 basis point rate hike. Actually came in with a 50 basis point rate hike. They are now at 5% out there at the Bank of England. So while we're pausing, they're pumping. But the big one, guys, that I want to show you here, Turkey, guys, they were previously at an 8.5% interest rate. The consensus was that it was going to come in at 21% and forecasted to be 30%. It only came in at 15%. Only 15%, T-shirt. I don't even know how to take that information and process it. Their inflation rate right now, I believe, is like over 30%. There and this is just insane. I couldn't imagine paying 15% interest rate in the United States. It would be mind blowing. Fed Chair Powell testimony, and we're going to be talking a little bit about his testimony yesterday. Initial jobless claims 264,000 static. They actually thought it was going to go up to 200, down to 260, up on the forecast to 271. Came in neutral on the initial jobless claims for this week. So Trueflation, see what it's saying. It's saying 2.39%. So it is coming down. Yesterday used to get this little thing over here that would tell us how much it went down overnight, but now it's hidden up here. So down 1.4 tenths of a percent. And if we look here, guys, Bitcoin liquidations, guys, $81.72 million in liquidations. $52.5 million of that Bitcoin liquidation were in shorts. The more people short right now, guys, on Bitcoin, the more they're getting absolutely wrecked. ETH had $51.7 million in liquidations, and 35.9, almost 36% of those have been shorts also. Binance, number one, coming in with almost 71 million of those in the past 24 hours.
This Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is sitting in the green. We have not seen a green Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index in quite some time, and that means we are in the greed, and it is looking bad. We're up to 65 after yesterday being at 59. Here's the thing. We're going to talk about this when we get in the charts here in just a couple of minutes, but I want people to understand this is not a good thing. If people are sitting here saying, oh, it's green is good, greed, oh, we're doing really well. No. Greed is just like we said before, when things flash and crash down into fear and everyone's afraid, you definitely want to be hyper alert, looking for the peak, because the peak will come, and it will come with a vengeance that will drop very quickly. Daily chart right here, guys. We made a push back up. We didn't touch the exact top that we made back here in, when was this? This was back in April, when we touched and literally kissed $31,000. Instead, we came over here and we kissed 30,800. You're going to see right there, it says 30,771. If I were to go and zoom in here, down here in the corner behind my face where it tells you the price, we saw a flash to 30,800. The question is, will this rally continue? Let's take a look at a couple other things, though. We are seeing the orange box come in on the daily chart, guys, saying that we are overbought. I'm not necessarily too freaked out about this just yet. Again, I think we're going to push through this, so it's something to keep your eye on. I want to see is not only the OB pop up over that orange box, but potentially let's get a secondary, either a red reversal triangle, bearish divergence, which we're not going to get the bearish divergence. That's just not going to happen here. Maybe even a peak seeker to pop up as well to be some strong reversal here. But when I start to come down, there's a couple things I'm seeing here. I'm looking at, I'm saying, hey, this makes me a little bearish. This makes me a little bullish. What I'm sitting is I think we have higher to push. The problem is, though, is that it's going to be coming back down. On the 4-hour chart alone here, guys, this right here, this is what we call our RSI Prime. This is a free RSI brought to you guys by Chart Prime. It peaked out at 98. That's not a great start, but look at when it peaked out. It peaked out way back here. So we still have a little ways to say that we're regrouping here on the 4-hour chart, not necessarily as drastically as we are on the hourly chart. And this is where I still think that there's some bullish momentum to come. You guys who have been watching this channel now for a while, you know we've talked about this concept of when we hit these peaks and we get these overbought signals and flashes, and the RSI is sitting up here. This one got up to 99 on the RSI, but then the price continues to move sideways while the oscillators move to the downside. This is like a reloading. We have a little bit of a bull flag forming right here. When we break through, I'm not 100% certain, but let's just pretend this would give us a breakout prediction all the way up here towards what price? About 33,500, give or take. Now, this is an interesting price prediction because that price right there, 33.5, is very interesting, especially when you pull up our Chart Prime Market Dynamics Pro. The 4-hour will all be green, the 12-hour will be orange, and then my daily will be blue. I believe I want to use midterm on this one. If you're in the midterm, orange, the orange was the 12-hour chart. This is a strong level of resistance sitting right here. I think there's a decent chance that we end up getting a push up here towards 33.5 and potentially have a little bit of a pause right there with two different things kind of calling for that. Another reason why I think 36. We've got to go out to the weekly chart here. Let's look at the Fibonacci all the way back to the top of the bull market, and let's do this once again. You guys can see this 0.382 is technically saying 35,800. I would expect a wick at least to touch 36. We also have another one sitting up here towards 42. Keep your eyes on that. But what I'm seeing happen, if you guys are looking at this, we have this nice blue level of support. We're setting higher highs and higher lows. That's why I think we're going to set another one. But using our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phases. So we got one phase, second phase, third phase, fourth phase. And now the question is, where does 5 go? This is going to be interesting to watch, guys, because something that Elianacci taught us, there's a webinar that we had. If you were in our Discord, you got to be a part of. And he talked about the bullish waves of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you're moving to the upside, and how the 3 is never going to be the shortest wave. If the 1 wave is longer than the 3 wave, then we know that the 5th wave is going to be short. But if the 3 wave is longer than the 1 wave, now that gives the 5 wave a little bit of leeway here. I think it would be appropriate to go ahead and say, I think we're going to match the 3 wave. In fact, if I were to measure this 3 wave right here,
that's exactly what I was going to ask you to do.
Yeah, boom, right there. 36,159, and that's to play with. Obviously, I'm on a daily chart. I'm zoomed out. That could be played with a lot. It's getting us right into that area. I think there's a chance we make it to 42, but I'm just telling you right now, if we were to make it to 42, right? And there's other reasons. Again, we had the 0.5 level on Fibonacci. We had a lot of things. Look at how much longer of a wave that would be than the 3 or the 1. I want to get Elianacci's take on this. I'm not claiming to be an Elliott Waves expert, but to me, I do not think that is the most likely of moves. Realistically, I think that a matching of wave 3 up to 36K, Cardano kind of stayed below. You guys saw we came and set a new low for the year. Is Cardano, it's time to shine? Here's the problem, guys. I think the answer to that question is no. Do not be surprised, guys, to see a push on Cardano back up here towards 38 cents at the point of control, maybe get up here to 40 cents, where's the value area high, as Bitcoin keeps climbing, because it's going to climb with Bitcoin climbing. But then when Bitcoin starts to dip, Cardano and other altcoins will accelerate their dips. I think there's a decent chance Cardano's coming down into this yellow box, this 18 to 14 cent box that we talked about before. And because of this, we're watching, again, rally and then fall. Bitcoin dominance continues to climb. Can I promise you guys with 100% certainty this is exactly how it plays out? No, of course not. But if history repeats itself, this is what this should look like. And when we see all these levels and we're compiling technical analysis from Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance and Cardano and Ethereum and the Dixie, and we're grabbing everything, this story is starting to play out like it is the most likely scenario we're going to see over the rest of this year.
Over to Ethereum, and we look at where its high point was that my fibs are based on. It is also going to be going back to August of 2022, okay? And if you actually look at where it's at here with the bottom to that bottom node, we're actually in the platinum pocket here also. What I find interesting is this. If you take a look at what's going on with Ethereum, we got a rejection. We came up here, we hit the upper trade band of the predictive ranges, wicked perfectly to it, by the way. Candles closed below the 887 on the platinum pocket. And now we're in this consolidation. Guys, we really haven't pulled back on Bitcoin or Ethereum at all. If you actually look at what's going on here, we're just consolidating, retracement back, cooling off. But what's happening while we're doing all this? Well, we triggered reversal on the trend fusion oscillator, overbought, cool off, ribbon twist, momentum dot down into the cloud, coming out of that bearish zone. MACD normalized here, starting to cool off on the fast and slow moving averages here, histogram pulling off. Guys, this little pullback of consolidation on Ethereum and on Bitcoin is causing cool offs on all of our oscillators, but the price is not really dropping from those levels. It's just consolidating there, creating bull flags. This is very important to understand and very important to see, because this is what is causing way more shorts liquidations than longs liquidations.
Bank of England surprising with 50 basis point rate hike to tackle persistent inflation. The Monetary Policy Committee voted 7-2 in favor of a 0.5 percentage point point increase, which takes the bank rate to 5%. The move defied market expectations, which priced around 60% chance of a 25 basis point hike. Crypto surges after Powell says it has staying power as an asset class. We see stablecoins as a form of money. Powell also indicated that inflation has a long way to go before falling to a level of 2%, but that the central bank's policy is likely to adjust as inflation tapers down. So that's their escape hatch, guys, that they're going to adjust their policy as inflation tapers down. So there is going to be a shift in the relationship between the Fed and their target rate of 2% inflation. Elon Musk says Tesla is coming to India as soon as humanly possible. This has led to a giant boost in the price of Tesla yesterday, but it also looks like kind of a topping pattern here. If you look at the weekly chart, you can see that Tesla is actually trading outside of that upper Bollinger Band range. While it still is under a strong buy rating with the trend assist green, you'd have to see every time that it's traded outside of the Bollinger Band, it comes back in. Gods Unchained hit Epic Games Store ahead of mobile expansion. Why is this big? Why should you care? Well, because Epic Games, if you don't know, is the company behind Fortnite, right? So Fortnite, huge game. They also make Cyberpunk. So they have some really big names, right? And so this game, Gods Unchained, has NFTs integrated. It's a long-running NFT card game. NFTs are coming to one of the biggest gaming marketplaces, Epic Games Store. That could be kind of what the crypto gaming industry has been waiting for. Musk picks Vegas for Zuckerberg cage match. Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. The Twitter owner and Tesla CEO Elon Musk suggests Vegas for the location of a cage match after reportedly being challenged to a fight by Facebook co-founder Mark Zuckerberg. Nothing would be better for the media than for these two guys to go head-to-head in a safe and secure match. That could be big. We'll see.
Wow, you made it to the end of the video. Great job. Now, if you want more content like this, whether it be TA on Bitcoin and Ethereum or altcoins, or you just want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest news in crypto, then stay tuned and tune in to our 9 a.m. live show every single weekday morning. It's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when you tune in live, use the keyword grip strength in the chat, and you'll get a special shout out from anyone who's paying attention to the chat. Love to see you there.